Good morning, everyone. It's your English class, and today we are going to revise our next chapter, that is Children of India. So, this chapter was written by Ruskin Bond. Let's start. In this, author says that I live over a hill, and whenever I stand near the window, I see many students who go to their schools. An author says that the condition of these children are very poor because every day they have to cover a long distance because their schools can't provide them bus facilities. In this, author says about a boy, his name is Ranbir. Dear students, I'm telling you the summary, not the entire chapter, means not one by one, like line by line. I'm just telling you the summary. So in this, a boy is there, that is Ranbir, that is 10-year-old. Every day he has to cover 4 mile distance and 2000 feet below the town level. He has to come from there. And author says that Ranbir is quite cheerful soul. Every day, whenever author sees him, he waves his hand towards him. And sometimes Ranbir brings a cucumber from his father fields, and then author pays him some money so that he can spend that money for books and for household needs. Author says that many children are there in India, like Ranveer, who are poor. They can't go in good school. Author also says about Ranveer see the trains or the planes. Ranveer says that and usually ask from the author like how far these planes can go and where these plane can go. Author says him like by these plane you can go anywhere in the world and thousands of miles are covered by these planes. Then Ranbir says that one day I'll buy and I will go everywhere in the world. Right? Then author tells about other girls. So author says that before 5 years, every girl has to stay at their home. They were not supposed to go to school. Author says this, and they means like they he's saying about the girls. The girls had to help their parents, and when they got the stable age, say so they were got married. So this was the condition of the girls before 5 to 10 years. 10 years ago. Then author says about a girl. Her name is Bindra. Author says that she is quite extrovert. Extrovert means who is quite energetic and who likes to talk with other people and stay with them. So Bindra was like that. She was quite confident and she was 14-year-old. And Bindra's father was a forest guard and he was a friend of the author. So every day author sees to Bindra, and whenever author does not see Bindra and usually he asks from his brother, and his brother says that she's helping my mother to cut grass because soon the monsoon will end and the grass will dry. So we cut it now and store it for the cows in winter. Then author usually asks from him, why don't you work? Why don't you help your parents? Her brother says that I have to play cricket. I have to join my teammates. And by saying this, he goes from there. So author says about this. So you can see in the pictures like how students are going towards their schools. and this she's Bindra, and she's helping her mother. Then author says that author tells about the condition of the children who go to school over a hill. When winter approaches, so their condition is something else, because sunset very soon, duration of day is very short, so they have to increase their speed to cross that way. So they have to run, they have to walk fast, because whenever like they are in the way, they are in the forest and sun sets, so they can't see the way. So they had to come out from the forest, and sometime to remove the fear from the forest, they sing and they flute also. They play the flute also. By this, they drive away the demons of the forest. The author says that condition of every boy or every girl means all the children in India is same. Some face the desert, some face the river problems, some face the blizzards. Every children has to face problems just for going to school. Then he says about the incidents of Ganjam district of Orissa. You can see in the picture. So children of that area, they have to face a very difficult problem, that is they have to cross a river. You can see in the picture, they have to keep their bags on their head and they have to make a chain, and by this way they have to cross the river every day. They have to cross the river just for going to school. So author wants to say that everyone has to face different problem, but everyone has to face. So author then says that in India, many children are there, they always help their family members just for earning the livelihood. Just a few are there who are fortunate, who are lucky, they get the private school education. Otherwise, most of students have to help their parents in their livelihood, in their work. That's why many schools, many private schools are flourishing very well, because demand of parents has increased, and many private school give great standard, right? But some school are there, majority of schools are there. Author wants to say that they are run by state or municipal committee, so their condition is not good. Then in the last, author wants to say that according to census, approximate half generation is in the way of school. Means out of five, every out of five, two are there who are in the age of 5 to 14. So we can say that half generation is there, half population is there who are in the way of school, means who are going to school. And then in the last, author says that, but I see them, I stand here to see them. And some students are big, some are small, some are scurfy, some are smart, and some are mischievous. But everyone is going to school for their better future. So in the last, author says about this, right? So this is an entire summary of this chapter. Now let's understand the question answer. Let's revise the question answer of this chapter. So firstly, let's understand the difficult words. First is extrovert. Extrovert means an energetic, happy person who likes being with and talking with others. Means एक ऐसा person जो energetic हो, दूसरों से बात करना उसको अच्छा लगता हो, दूसरों के साथ रहना उसको अच्छा लगता हो. That is called extrovert. Next is trudge. Trudge means walks slowly and heavily. यानी कि धीरे धीरे चलना. Next, eerie. Eerie means mysterious and strange. It means ajeeb. Next, disconcerting. It means disturbing, यानी कि परेशान करना. Next, enchanting. Enchanting means charming, delightful, khush. Next, sixth number, blizzards, snowstorms, yani barfila tufan. Next, aloft. Aloft means high up in the air, यानी कि हवा में कोई किसी चीज का ऊपर होना. Next, proliferate. Proliferate means increase or flourish, यानी कि बढ़ना, flourish होना. Hardship, suffering, मुसीबत. Census, the official process of counting the population of a country and gathering information about people. It means Janganna. Next, scurfy. Scurfy means untidy, shabby. यानी कि गंदा, मैला, कुचैला. Right? So these are the difficult words. Now let's come on the question answer. Our first question is that who does the narrator see every day? Where are they going? So we have to tell in this, like, to whom does the narrator see every day and where do they go? So answer we have to write here. The narrator sees young boys and girls from surrounding villages. They are going to their respective schools. Means narrator sees the boys and girls who study in the schools and they go for their schools, right? Next question, second question. What do you know about Ranbir? What kind of life does he lead? So in this we have to tell about the Ranbir. So answer is that Ranbir is a 10-year-old boy who belongs to a poor family but never misses a day of school. He crosses a mountain and covers a great distance every day to and fro school. He wants to lead an adventurous life when he grows up. He wants to buy a plane and travel the world. So in this we have written that the age of Ranbir is 10-year-old and he belongs to a poor family. Every day he goes to school and for this he has to cover a long distance. So he also says that when he will grow up, he will buy a plane and he will travel the world. Right? Come on, the third question. Third question says that in what ways are the lives of these children better than those of their parents? So how their lives are better than their parents? So this we have to tell. So answer we have to write here. The parents of dear students, please don't start the video. Aditya, please stop the video. So answer is that the parents of these children never even got a chance to go to school. Means their parents did not get the chance to go to school. They worked in the fields or delivered milk. Some were lucky enough to join the army, but mostly they stuck to the family occupations. Thus, the lives of their children are much better than theirs. So in this, we need to make comparison between present children and their parents. Means when their parents were a child, they did not get the chance to go to school. So they had to work with their family occupations. But some lucky one joined the army. So the present condition of the children is better than like their parents. Now let's come on the question number 4. What was the earlier status of girls with regard to education and what is the status now? So in this we need to tell the status of girls regarding their education. So answer we have to write here. Earlier the girls in rural areas were not allowed to go to school. Means in the past girls were not allowed to go to school. They were taught household work and help with it. Once they reached a certain age, not very old, they were married off. Now girls have an equal opportunity to study and give equal competition to boys of their age. So basically we need to tell the condition of the girls present and when the earlier condition. So now we can say present condition of girls is good because they get the equal opportunities and they can give the equal competition to boys of their age, right? Now please come on the question number 5. Is the situation of girls with regard to education the same as that of boys? Give reasons for your answer. So we have to compare here to girls to boys regarding their education. So answer we have written here, no. The situation is not quite equal. This is because the education of girls is not deemed as important as that of boys. The parents keep their daughters at home to help with the households. With boys go to school. The situation is still true in certain parts of the India. So author says here in certain part of India, condition of boys and girls education is not similar. Some girls are there, they have to face this problem, they have to stay at home and they have to help their parents in household work, but boys go to school. So situation is not quite equal, author wants to say like that. Now come on the B part. Say if these statements are true or false. T for true, F for false. So for first statement is that Bindra is a 14-year girl who is an introvert. Yeah, Bindra was 14-year girl, but she was not introvert. She was extrovert. Right? That statement is false. Next, Bindra's father is a forest guard and meets the nature very often. Yeah, that's true. Third statement, most of the children go to their school in buses. No, according to chapter, that's false statement. Statement number 4, the children sing when they pass through the forest to drive away forest demons. Yeah, the statement is right. When they pass the forest to drive away the forest demons, right? So they sing and they play the flutes. That's right statement too. Statement number 5, a great majority of children in the hills attend private schools. False, because it does not happen. Now please come on the next part. Match the beginnings of the sentences in column A with their ending in the column B according to what the narrator thought. Right? So we have to match that. So answer I have written here. So this you can do because that answer is written in your book. Now think and answer. Why are many children unable to attend school even today? So the reason we have to write here. So we can write here, most children in India are unable to attend school because they belong to poor families and have to help support their families by working. In this, we have to tell that, dear students, many students can't attend the school because they have to help their parents because their family is poor and for their household work or their family occupation, they have to help them. Apart from this, children in certain parts of the country do not have education facilities nearby. This prevents them from the attending school. And second reason is that in some area of India, there is no good facilities of education. That's why they can't attend the school. So these are the reasons. First, they have to help their parents. Second, no good facilities of education. Question number 2, hardship makes brothers of us all. Explain the statements. So this statement was written there, hardship makes brothers of us all. What do you understand by this statement? So answer we have to write here, when a group of people face similar hardships, they develop a certain kind of bond with each other. So author wants to say that when a group of people face different type of problem. So due to that problem, they develop a certain kind of love and attachment. This bond helps them get through hard times with a small amount of ease. By this love, by this friendship, they tackle the problem. So this is the answer. Now look at the question number 3. Does the narrator believe that the school going children have a bright future? Say why. So in this we have to tell the belief of the narrator. Does he believe that the children who are going to school have bright future? You have to write the reason. So answer we have right here. The narrator hopes the children will have a bright future and wants to believe this. So narrator has hope regarding this, they will have the bright future. Second, their ambitions have impressed the narrator, but he is apprehensive. Apprehensive means sad. He is apprehensive but about this because of lack of facilities and the problem faced by these strong-willed children. So author wants to say that like their ambition is good. By their ambition, author is impressed. But author is sad also. Why? Because they don't have good facilities. They have to face many problems. And by this, they may get their ambition. So author wants to say like that, right? Next question. Discuss in class. You belong to the privileged class of Indian citizen. What can you do to help the children who belong to the underprivileged class? So dear students, we know that we all belong to good family. We can say well-to-do family. But some people are there, some children are there, they are not from the rich family. Their family is quite poor. What can you do for them? In this, we have to write the answer of this question. So answer we have written here, the children who belong to the underprivileged class face a variety of problems when it comes to education. So when we talk about the education, the children who are underprivileged class means who are from the poor family, they have to face a lot of problem. We can spread awareness about the importance of education and also about the various schemes run by the government. So in this condition, we can do one thing. We can tell them what is the importance of education. Secondly, we can tell them various schemes are there of government. By this, they can get the education. Next, we have written, we can also denote books and other study materials to the underprivileged children. So secondly, we can do that. We can give them our books and other study material. Who are the poor children, to them we can give. In doing so, we will do our bit and lead our country towards advancement. By doing this, we can make advancement in our country. We can develop our country. So this is the entire chapter, whatever I have told you. So dear friends, still you have any doubt, you can ask. This chapter we have completed, right? So if you want to ask anything regarding this chapter, please come forward, raise your hand. Nature the Gentlest Mother, written by Emily Dickinson. So nature the gentlest mother, it means जो nature जो होती है, प्रकृति जो होती है, वो हमारी सबसे उदार, सबसे ज्यादा प्यार करने वाली, सबसे ज्यादा केयर करने वाली मदर होती है. How this we will understand in this poem. Let's start. Nature, the gentlest mother, is impatient of no child, the feeblest or the wayward's. Her admonitions mild. So author wants to say that here, जो nature जो है हमारी सबसे gentlest mother है. सबसे ज्यादा प्यार करने वाली मदर। इम्पेशेंट ऑफ नो चाइल्ड, जो नेचर है वो किसी भी बच्चे के लिए इम्पेशेंट नहीं है, यानी कि सभी बच्चों के लिए काम है। द feeblest और द waywardest, हर admonitions mild, चाहे वो बच्चे किसी तरह का हो, चाहे वो बिल्कुल ही कमजोर क्यों ना, feeblest हो, चाहे वो बिल्कुल ही मनमोजी शरारती क्यों ना हो, waywardest हो, उसकी जो एडमोनिशन है, वार्निंग है, स्कोल्डिंग है, वो माइल्ड है, वो सॉफ्ट है सभी के लिए, सभी को वो प्यार करती है। इन द फॉरेस्ट एंड द हिल बाय ट्रेवलर्स बी हर्ट, रिस्ट्रेनिंग rampant squirrel और टू impetuous bird। उत्तर कहता है कि फॉरेस्ट के अंदर, हिल के ऊपर जब भी किसी को सुना जाता है, यानी कि जब भी कोई ट्रैवलर आता है, ट्रैवलर को वहां सुना जाता है, यानी कि फॉरेस्ट में और हिल में जब भी कोई ट्रैवलर, जब भी कोई इंसान वहां जाता है और फॉरेस्ट में उसको सुन लिया जाता है, तो नेचर एक ऐसा सिस्टम है ऑटोमेटिक, वो सभी जो स्क्विरल होते हैं, रैम्पेंट जो शरारती स्क्विरल होती हैं, जो इम्पेचुअस बर्ड्स होते हैं, डेयरिंग बर्ड्स होते हैं, सबको चुप कर देते हैं, यानी सबको वहां पे रिस्ट्रेनिंग कर देते हैं, रोक देते हैं, चुप हो जाते हैं। बिकॉज ह्यूमन बीइंग का नेचर है कि वो डिस्ट्रॉय ज्यादा करता है, तो इसलिए वो डिस्ट्रॉय ना कर पाए, नेचर उन सबको चुप कर देती है, स्क्विरल को भी, बर्ड्स को भी, सब वहां पे चुप हो जाते हैं, शांत हो जाते हैं। नेक्स्ट, हाउ फार हर कॉन्वर्सेशन, a summer afternoon, her household, her assembly, and when the sun go down. How fair, sorry. So author says that उसकी जो नेचर की जो कॉन्वर्सेशन है, वो बातचीत है, वो कितनी फेयर है, कितनी सही है। एक समर आफ्टरनून को, या फिर जब सन डाउन हो जाता है, यानी कि सनसेट हो जाता है, अंधेरा हो जाता है, रात हो जाती है, वो सभी अपने हाउस होल्ड को, सभी अपने मेंबर को इकट्ठा कर लेती है। जब भी शाम होती है या दोपहर होती है गर्मियों में, तो सभी अपने घर वापस लौट आते हैं। तो नेचर का सिस्टम है कि वो सभी को वापस बुला लेती है, रात करके, सनसेट करके, गर्मियों में बुझा धूप करके। नेक्स्ट, हर वॉइस अमंग द आइल्स, inside the timid prayer of the minutest cricket and the most unworthy flower। उत्तर कहते हैं कि नेचर सभी की वॉइस को, सभी की प्रेयर को सुनती है, सभी की प्रेयर उनको माना जाता है, चाहे वो एक मामूली से क्रिकेट की ना हो, जो एक इंसेक्ट होता है क्रिकेट, चाहे वो एक अगली सा अनवर्दी सा फ्लावर की ना हो, सभी की जो प्रेयर होती है, सभी की प्रेयर को नेचर सुनती है और उन पर रिएक्ट करती है। नेक्स्ट, when all the children sleep, she turns along away, as will suffice to light her lamps, then panting from the sky। फिर उधर कहती है कि जब सभी बच्चे सो जाते हैं, यानी कि सभी ह्यूमन बीइंग, सभी एनिमल्स सो जाते हैं, तो एक लंबा वे तय करती है, यानी कि रात जो होती है वो लगभग 9 से 10 घंटे की होती है, तो रात से दिन होने में एक लंबा टाइम लगता है। उसके बाद लाइट होती है, और फिर जब सनसेट होता है, यानी कि सन को बैंड कर देती है, धीरे धीरे वो झुकने लगता है सन, और फिर वहां पे सनसेट होता है, यानी कि फिर रात हो जाती है। नेक्स्ट, विद इन्फिनिट इफेक्शन एंड इन्फिनिटर केयर, हर गोल्डन फिंगर ऑन हर लिप विल साइलेंस एवरीथिंग। और फिर जब शाम हो जाती है, रात हो जाती है, तो अपने प्यार के साथ, अपने इफेक्शन के साथ, अपनी गोल्डन फिंगर, यानी कि जब शाम होती है तो एक गोल्डन कलर सा छा जाता है स्काई में, तो वो एक सिंबल को यहाँ पे दिखा रही है कि वो सभी लोगों को कहते हैं कि साइलेंस हो जाओ, चुप हो जाओ, सो जाओ। तो अपनी गोल्डन फिंगर को अपने लिप्स पे रख के वो सभी को साइलेंस कर देती है नेचर, यानी कि सभी को कहती है कि अब चुप हो जाओ, शांत हो जाओ, सो जाओ। तो इस तरह नेचर सभी की केयर करती है। दिस इज ऑल अबाउट दिस पोएम, राइट? Now let's understand the question answer. Different question answer we can do. Okay, I think we have time, we can do now. So first word is that admonition. Admonition means a firm warning, right? यानी कि एक warning, चेतावनी. Impetuous, likely to act rashly, यानी कि rashly act करना, daring act करना. Next, aisles. Aisles means a long narrow place, a passage. कोई लंबा सा रास्ता या पैसेज, नैरो प्लेस, टाइट सा प्लेस। क्वेश्चन आंसर, answer this question. How does nature deal with the feeble and the wayward and the children? So we need to tell it's deal. Nature deals with the feeble and the wayward and the children with mild scolding. उनके क्या है डील करती है, mild scolding यानी कि soft scolding के साथ, right? Why does nature have to restrain the animals and the birds of the forest? इनको restrain यानी कि रोकना क्यों पड़ता है, चुप क्यों करना पड़ता है? Nature has to restrain the animals and birds of the forest because from their impetuous behavior, क्योंकि उनका जो behavior होता है impetuous होता है, शरारती होता है। Why do you think the words household and assembly have used in the connection with nature? So answer we have written here. Nature cares for all its creatures as one would care for family. Hence, it is referred to as household. Nature speaks to our connects with all creatures, which is why they are called the assembly, which listens to her conversation. तो असेंबली मतलब इकट्ठा करना, हाउस होल्ड मतलब फैमिली मेंबर। क्यों कहा गया है कि जिस तरह जो मेन होता है फैमिली में वो सभी को इकट्ठा कर लेता है, सभी फैमिली मेंबर्स को, इसलिए वहां पे हाउस होल्ड और असेंबली वर्ड यूज किए गए। नेक्स्ट, व्हाई इज नेचर कन्वर्सेशन फेयर? कि नेचर की कन्वर्सेशन फेयर क्यों है, सही क्यों है? नेचर कन्वर्सेशन is called fair because it is equal fair to everyone, because it's the same for everyone.